It's Tag Team Thursday. I'm Dan from Comic Shop News, and let's get into my pull list. But before we get to that, let me start by saying, hope you subscribed and liked the prior videos. We had Rod just reeking in his comics at 6:30. At 6:45, John's Comics with Kids, followed by Tony Old Wolf with the Train Wreck at 7 o'clock. And then after me, we have Brandon, Comixkings, followed by Justin, No Good Comics, the closer. Okay, so now actually let's get to the list. DC Comics, Batman number 108. I'll be getting the Art Germ B cover. It is the first full appearance of Miracle Molly. We saw her in a cameo, and I think it was issue 106. It was the same as they did with Punchline, where it was just the mouth talking on the phone. There is a 1 in 25 Riccardo Federici cover. I have a feeling that's going to be a hard one to find because it has Miracle Molly on the cover. But it is a beautiful cover. All these Riccardo Federici 1 in 25s have been great. I'm going to look for it, but I'm not willing to pay over ratio for it. Crime Syndicate number 3. I am digging it because, in general, there's kind of a cool Babstar B cover for it. The story itself is kind of eh. But it's a limited series, so I'm kind of already invested, so I guess I'm going to finish it out. Green Lantern number 2. This book feels like it's destined for me to quit. It's just not... I really disliked issue 1 heavily. What is doing it for me on this cover, or this issue, is that there is a Brian Hitch, Sojourner Mullen from Far Sector on the cover. So that is where I'm at with that. Man-Bat number 4 comes out. I have been enjoying this series. Weirdly, Man-Bat's a character that I feel is kind of underutilized, but at the same time, I don't think he's a character you could really use often, if that makes sense. Suicide Squad number 3, the B cover has a Gerald Perel cover with Red X on the cover. This is going to be a Teen Titans Academy crossover, and Red X basically gets himself on Waller's hit list. Swamp Thing number 3 comes out by Ram V and Mike Perkins. The A cover by Perkins is the one I'll be picking up. The B cover by Kyle Hotz I just did not like that much. But Swamp Thing, what more can I say? It's been great. Ram V, his reimagining the mythos to this and kind of taking a new approach to the character. It's a 10-issue maxi series, so I'm very excited to read this because issue 2 further continued, and the way the story's been unfolding and how it's kind of having flashbacks to ceremony that our antagonist was in. I can't wait to see what Ram V does with this, and if you're not reading it, you should pick it up. From Image Comics, one of the most depressing yet books that I'm excited to read every month because I just can't put it down. Bliss number 7. Every issue is somewhat heartbreaking, and Sean Lewis, you keep just stabbing me in the heart. You just do. But the story at the same time is just so intriguing that I look forward to it, even though it just makes me feel dirty afterward. We have Commanders in Crisis number 8. I think there's 4 more issues after this. All of the covers I really didn't like for this issue, but I'm going to pick up the Philomena's cover. But yeah, I didn't love any of the covers. None of them really did it for me. But overall, I've been enjoying Commanders in Crisis. It started out strong. It's kind of petering out a little bit towards the end. We have Die number 16 coming out. I'll be picking up the A cover. I did not like the B cover that much. And this starts the final story arc. The book ends at issue 20. I always look forward to it. I was kind of glad that it took a break so I can kind of regroup a little bit. And also, it felt like Kieran Gillen maybe needed a break. Inkblot number 8. It is a cute story about a mischievous cat that can travel through time. Not much more I can say about it, except it involves witches. Nocterra number 3, I'll be picking up the Kudransky variant. I liked issue 2. So we're 2 issues in, and Scott Snyder hasn't let us down yet, and I like Val. She's an interesting character, and her dynamic with her brother. From Marvel Comics, a book that I've really been enjoying, America Chavez, Made in America #3. I'll be picking up the Betsy Cola B variant, which I had to double take on the artist's name when I saw Cola. Hellions #11, it's Betsy versus Psylocke, and in the description it says that Mr. Sinister's teeth ache, whatever that means. So this might be one of those Mr. Sinister issues. Which I actually kind of look forward to because he is the highlight of this series. A book I'm dreading, Heroes Reborn #1. First thing, why would we even reuse a title of that abysmal Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee reboot that gave us the meme Captain America? I know Rob Liefeld will argue that was the best-selling book, and what the fuck ever. I don't care. It was garbage. This one, we have the one I'll be picking up. It's the Art Germ variant of the Power Princess from Squadron Supreme. That weirdly looks like an old Wonder Woman drawing that he just repurposed and, recolored and kind of changed the thing here or two. It very much looks like something I saw in one of his old sketchbooks from years ago, and he just kind of changed it up a little bit. I'll have the picture posted here. You let me know. Immortal Hulk #46. I'm a sucker for a good Days of Future Past homage cover, and this one has one. Immortal Hulk, also one of the best Marvel books that doesn't get talked about enough, I think. Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon #5. I'm not an Iron Fist fan. I've actually really enjoyed this book. It's been a fun ride. Star Wars, War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha. I was on the fence about picking up, and then I was like, oh, Steve McNiven's doing the interior art, and he happens to do the cover on the A cover. So it's a pickup for me. I mean, most of the Star Wars books are, but when it starts getting Boba Fett heavy, I start usually kind of checking out a little bit, kind of like when Joker or Venom gets used. I'm just like, okay, we're just falling back on this again. McNiven art makes me more excited to go check it out because it takes McNiven a long time to do art, but I usually very much enjoy his interiors. Strange Academy #10, I will be picking up the Art Adams variant. This continues to be an incredibly fun book. Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos are doing a great job on it, and it's a great all ages book in my opinion. And if you're looking for a fun read, definitely pick up the first trade. From Boom Studios, we have Eve #1. I'll be picking up the Mirka Andolfo variant. A little synopsis of the book: when the ice caps melted, most of humanity was lost to the hidden disease that was released. Now a mysterious girl named Eve has awoken in secret and must deal with a world that's nothing like the virtual reality she was raised in. In order to save her real father, Eve must embark on a deadly quest across the country, but she has no idea of the threats that await her, or the price she will pay to restore life to a dying planet. I'm pretty interested in it. The art looked pretty good in it. I will at least check out the first issue. We have The Last Witch #5, final issue. After the first issue, which I was ho-hum on, I've enjoyed this series so far, and it's progressively each issue gotten better, and issue 3 had one of my favorite fights in it between the Water Witch and her. Loving it. Many Deaths of Layla Starr, second print comes out. There is a phenomenal Christian Ward variant to it, or not variant, but Christian Ward cover. And I usually don't do this, but I'm picking it up because the cover is just amazing, and Christian Ward's put out great covers lately. For Dark Horse Comics, we have Dead Dog's Bite #3. I'm liking the series. I don't know exactly where we're going with it. It does have a bit of small town conspiracy going on. I'm in for it. Fear Case #4 of 4. Great series. Matt Kint, finally you got a book that completely is roping me in. The just almost oh god, what was the movie with the tape when you watch and you get 7 days? This is kind of like that. The Ring. So it's got that kind of supernatural vibe to it, so it hooked me in right away. and again, the conspiracy of all. I love it. Recommend highly. Probably going to pick this up in trade even when it comes out, just so I have it handy to read. And then from Vault Comics, Hollow Heart #3. I'll be picking up the Jen Hickman cover. Not more that can be said that's already been said by everyone else. This book has so much heart. I know, a book called Hollow Heart, haha, pun intended. There's just so much emotional subtext going on in it between the mechanic, Elle, and just everything else involved, and how we start learning more about the experiment that led to Elle. Go ahead, if you haven't picked up issue 1 and 2, go pick it up. It's a phenomenal series, and you owe it to yourself to read it. I got a little bit of time left, so I want to talk about something. Normally do a review, and I guess this is kind of a review, but the comic book writer Steve Orlando sent out an email to his mailing list. He has a new book coming out from 215 Inc. called The Kitchen Witch, and it's basically like final order cutoffs coming up. Could you guys give this a signal boost? So I read the PDF he sent, and I felt I owed to talk about it a little bit, because it's not often we get an all-ages book, and this is an all-ages book. It basically, quick summaries, it is a child who is being raised by a single father who's a successful chef, and he's trying to open his new restaurant, and he doesn't have enough time for his son. His son has a passion for cooking. A little bit of backstory, Steve Orlando used to work in restaurants before he became full-time, so he has a passion for like the cooking world and restauranting. And in this, the kid goes into this fantasy world where he's led by the kitchen witch to help make sure that his father's secret ingredient for his dishes doesn't get found by the Goblin King. Like, it's a whole fantasy world, and it all revolves around cooking. Some of the enemies in it are things that, you know, you'd find in a restaurant that would shut it down. Roaches, like bacteria, just random stuff like that. There's something strangely wholesome and cute about it. And we have, you know, this familial drama going on. This kid who just wants nothing more than his dad to spend time with him. And I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. Final order cutoff is Friday. I'm going to post the picture that has the diamond number to give to your shop to pre-order. If you've got kids that you kind of want to get into comics, I think this would be a good gateway drug, and I think we kind of like need to start bringing in new, younger readers to kind of reinvigorate and kind of get into collecting as well, because I really feel there's not enough all ages titles right now. That's me vamping on this book. Thank you, everybody, and give it up for everybody. Comment, like, subscribe. We're heading over to Brandon Comixkings next, who I will be doing a show with Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be running with the devil, Daredevil. And then we have Justin No Good Comics coming up after him to close it out. And he's probably going to go 25, 30. He might need to break Brandon's record from last week. Anyway, thank you, and thanks for watching, and catch you next week. Bye.